I'm out here today to test two vintage lenses. It's the Helios 44-2 and the Helios 44M-4. Now, this one I picked up in my obsessive journey to find different versions of this, the Helios 44-2. There are some differences between the two, so let's take a look at them. I'm going to be filming these on my Blackmagic full-frame 6K camera open gate. So the first thing we want to compare is the swirly out-of-focus bokeh that you get with these lenses. So here's the 44-2. Here's the 44M4. And to me, it has swirly bokeh to it. I have taken this lens out to do stills with, and I didn't get the swirly bokeh as much. I think it might depend on different circumstances. Let's take a look at sharpness and detail. The 44-2 it's a little bit softer, whereas the 44M4 can have more clarity to it, more contrast, certainly fit in the category of a modern glass. So let's take a look at the corner sharpness on these. I'm going to shoot at f16 on both of these and take a look at the difference between these two. So another factor to consider with these two lenses is contrast and color rendering. Let's take a look at these two images just with the color management applied. There's no LUT, there's no grading on this. And then let's take a look at some of this footage graded to see what we can do with the colors. I'm more interested in seeing how this looks out of camera as far as the colors and the contrasts are concerned. So next up is flaring and ghosting. And on the 44-2, you will certainly get a more washed out look. As I start to pan down and away, a lot of it is still washed out. Whereas on the 44M4, I'm going to get the same effect because I am shooting right into the sun. But as soon as I start to shift the camera away from the sun, a little bit more detail starts to come back in. The 44M4, more of a hexagon shape. And that has to do with one of the manufacturing differences between the two is the one has 6 blades, the other has 8 blades. So next up is the focus, feel, and the handling. So in the 44-2, you can change your iris smoothly. There are no hard stops like there are on the 44M4. Now the click stop is less ideal for video work, but if you don't need to change that while you're shooting, then that's probably not a factor. Now you can buy different housing for these lenses to change all of that. Cinema housing with the teeth for focus rings and so on. In conclusion, the 44-2 is considered more vintage. The 44M4 is a little bit more modern. I think they work well for video. Use the 44-2 for more of a medium close-up shot because it is really smooth and has that nice focus fall off. And the 44M4 I would probably use for landscape shots. It's a 58mm focal length, not always the ideal length for landscape shots, but it does work, especially getting that wide open corner-to-corner focus as we saw in these shots. It's great on the open gate. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these. Are there any other lenses that you're shooting with? I wonder how the Super Takumar 28mm lens looks compared to these two. We'll get into that some other time. All right, everybody. Go out there and create. Thank you. Peace.